don't bother focusing on the east or the west, focus forward and keep all your friends. The founding fathers of this nation were very keen about non-aligned movement, and engagement. We don't have to get involved in things that we don't have to get involved in as a country that have no value to us. Secondly, the truth of the matter is this, and you cannot, personally, I can't even lie or pretend about it, because some of our traditional partners who are our indispensable partners, like the United States of America, like the EU and the UK, they are our historic partners. They are partners we have worked with for a very long time. That does not mean that I will dispense with the others, but I will give priority to those who have been our traditional partners who have worked with us for a long period of time, and I will probably listen and work more with them. I will be alive to the developments around the world, but I will be more interested in where our best interests are served as a country. And I mean, it's no brainer. Our engagement with some of our traditional partners and so on has been very, very strong. And I wouldn't even pretend about it. I was the Minister for Security, signed a security compact with the United States of America. We signed a security compact with the UK, and we worked very well with the EU and the capacity building work they were doing for us in the security sector and the intelligence sharing and the work we are doing. Why would I abandon that? Why would you abandon it if it has served as well? I'll continue the relationship that Kenya has had with its traditional partners and then work with them in that kind of manner because it works well for all of us.
Kenya has also been a stabilizing figure around the region, East African region. Of course, we've seen what is happening. Also in Congo, it has been heavily involved. How can you restore the favor that we've had in the region, looking at the diplomatic tiffs that we've had with other countries, especially Sudan?
We are an anchor state in East Africa. That is a fact. And our position is very important to the stability of the region. We happen to be in a region that is fairly volatile. There are challenges that happen in most of our neighboring countries. The best thing we could do, or the least we could do, is to be a trusted partner and a trusted neighbor to our neighbors. In other words, not get involved in very nasty and dirty goings-on activities inside our countries, inside the neighboring countries. Why would I take positions on a fighting that is going on in Sudan on one side or the other? Why would I get involved in a conflict that's going on in a neighboring country on one side or the other? It doesn't serve the interest of my country. The region is one of our largest trading partners, and we need to preserve that and keep that. We don't have to poke our noses in the internal affairs that's happening in those countries. If anything, we need to be good, trusted, or trustworthy partners to our neighbors. That's how we'll maintain our anchor state status in the region, and that's how we'll be trusted by others. We realize that if we are not going to be trusted by our neighbors, then we are going to experience certain vulnerabilities that will eventually affect our economy and affect our standing around. We have to be strong here, and to be strong is to begin by being sincere brokers, trusted people, and when our neighbors have got internal conflict, we don't get involved on one side or the other. We can bring peace by talking to both, by respecting the structures that exist in those countries, but not getting involved on one side or the other where there's a conflict inside our neighboring countries. That way, then, it preserves our position of respect and trust, which we have enjoyed over a period of time. That's what makes Kenyans safe and respected wherever they go. Because, if they are Kenyan consultants going to Khartoum, they need to feel secure. They don't need to be looked at like citizens of our country that has taken positions on a conflict that is inside their country. And we have held this position for a very long time, enjoyed respect and been respected by others for a very long time. Why would I change that position? If anything, I would do everything I can to enhance that position in the region. Why? Because our foremost trading relations are in this particular region. That's how we grow our economy. And by the way, our population is very versatile and very mobile. So we have to act in a manner that is protective of our population and protective of the economic interests that we have ourselves in the region. We are moving into investment in DRC Congo, moving into investment in South Sudan and in Sudan. Why on earth would I take a position, against the government that is in office, or take a position on one side or the other on an issue like that? So to maintain our anchor position in this region, it would require that we maintain a certain solid foreign policy posture, which respects the institutions that exist in our neighboring countries, and ensure that we do not unnecessarily get involved in conflict in those countries, at least in a manner that injures our reputation and our standing in the region.
Finally, you